Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight UK Season 9 episodes 17 and 18. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So not gonna lie to you, this is gonna be heavy on episode 17 because episode 18 wasn't really given. But we're gonna have some things to talk about. So this episode is about the commitment ceremony. However, before the commitment ceremony, Holly and Alex get into yet another argument.
Can I have a conversation?
Let's talk.
I want to be able to talk to my partner and tell him when something pisses me off.
If you come at me respectfully, you're gonna get respect back.
I tried to be fine with you and you was being frosty.
Big Holly only comes out when there's cameras around and there's people around. You just like to act like you're cool and you're not. Fake.
How am I fake? I don't like this fucking arguing. It's awful.
So I'm just like, oh yeah, she's doing this for the people and for the cameras.
I hate to say it. Y'all know I hate to say it, but unfortunately, I see where Alex is coming from. Alex thinks that Holly is being fake because she only wants to address the issues that they have when they're in front of cameras or when they're in front of a crowd. And it's like, you know you have an issue with me, but you're gonna hold on to it and then blindside me in front of others. That does kind of seem fake. Now, the benefit of the doubt that I'll give her is that I don't get the impression that Alex gives her much space when they are alone. So watching this back as I edit, she did tell him that he intimidates her when it's just the two of them, which is why she doesn't want to have a conversation when it's just the two of them. So she did say when no one else is around, she doesn't feel safe or comfortable. I think she said because he is going to do a madness. And he said in response, him saying he's going to do a madness doesn't mean he's going to actually do anything to her. But she doesn't know him, right? She doesn't have that assurance that he will not harm her in any form or fashion. So it's clear that she doesn't feel safe, at least where arguments are concerned, if it's just the two of them. And she has addressed that. And obviously Alex is going to deny that. But still, if you know you have an issue and you only bring it up when other eyes are watching, it seems fake. Unless she explains, and I say this even later, I wrote down in my notes later on in the video too, if she doesn't say, hey, I feel uncomfortable addressing things when it's just you and I, then we're left to assume that you're being deliberate and bringing things up in front of other people. Is it to make Alex look like the villain? Is it to absolve you of your own bad behavior and stuff? I don't know. But anyways, let's fast forward to the commitment ceremony. First on the couch is Amy and Luke. They talk about how beautiful the other person is. Yes, we know. You guys are gorgeous. They really are gorgeous. My God. And they say things are going very smooth between them.
I'm so starstruck by you, Amy.
I hate compliments.
Sometimes if you compliment someone, it can make them repel a little bit.
I do it because I genuinely, it's nice to wake up to someone looking, you have to see her without makeup.
Amy looks uncomfortable every time you compliment her.
Sorry.
So Luke made a comment that made me go, He said that women typically fall for his shenanigans. And I'm here like, so you are being full on purpose. That's the impression that I get. If you're acknowledging them as shenanigans, you're doing it on purpose. But anyways, he says that she's not falling for it. You know, she's a more grounded woman. She's not so easily swayed by words like that. She's waiting for his actions. And luckily, his actions have backed up his words. So that's great. Now, she does say that his compliments are too much for her and they do make her feel uncomfortable. Now, I do agree that he is putting it on, but I also think that it could be a reflection of how she might feel about herself. So I think there's a balance to walk there. Like if he completely stops complimenting her, I'm sure that would be a problem too, right? So I think she's just got to get comfortable with a person being nice to her, a person being complimentary to her. She's used to being with F-boys and people who just don't give a damn about her. But this is what it can look like when somebody genuinely cares for you. They will compliment you. Sometimes it can be uncomfortable, especially if they're doing too much, but accept a compliment, y'all. It's not that bad. Anyways, they both decide to stay. Then we go to Casper and Emma. Now, these two, I don't know. He's still saying that he wants some vulnerability from her. I don't even feel like Casper has provided a safe place for Emma to be vulnerable.
Reliving something that you're not proud of continuously, it's hard.
Because it sounds like for you, Casper, it's come up again this week and it's pretty much ruined the experience.
It doesn't need to be brought up again.
I want to draw a line under it. I liked you around your friends, you were more fragile. Yeah, and it's something I could relate to more. Emma's walls are so up, I don't feel any emotions.
Drop some of those walls. Because we all have walls in different ways.
You know what Emma needs to learn? She needs to learn to just sit in the emotion.
Yeah.
It's just recognising the times when actually it's okay to be vulnerable and you will still be loved in the same way.
Yeah.
So Emma claims that this whole Casper not being attracted to big women is water under the bridge. However, she's the one who keeps bringing it up. And when she does, she throws him under the bus. She could easily say, you know what, in the beginning we did have our pitfalls. Attraction was something that we weren't on the same page about. But as time has gone on, like there's a way to phrase it instead of, yeah, he doesn't like big women. And well, you see, I tried my best, but what am I supposed to do? He doesn't like me. Like for what? I don't think that's necessary. I don't think that he's gonna work past it. I don't believe this change of heart that he has at all. However, it doesn't help when she is doing all of this. So anyways, Casper feels like he is pulling more weight in this he's putting in more effort in this relationship, and he would like more vulnerability from Emma. Now, I would like to know what vulnerability Casper has shown. Yeah, but anyways, even the experts are like, Emma, you know that you struggle with being vulnerable, and so you do need to show that side of yourself to him more. Sometimes you can be a little bit performative, and it's okay to accept that not everything is great, not everything is fantastic. You can admit that, hey, we're not doing great. And I want us to have a deeper relationship, and we just need our time to get there. And I hear all of that. I think that that's real. However, what has Casper shown to want to be vulnerable with him? What has he shown? All he does is complain. And when he doesn't get his way, as we saw in the last episode, he throws a tantrum. Oh, hell no. I'm not being vulnerable with that man. But anyways, he wrote leave. She wrote stay, which means they stay. Then we have Sasha and Ross. They say that things are going very well between them. Sasha wants to know what she can do to give Ross the butterflies. And he's like, honestly, you're enough. You ain't got to do nothing else, girl. And they've dropped the L-bomb. Oh my gosh. They're the first couple to drop it this season, and honestly, they're probably going to be the only couple at this rate. Like, they're the only couple that actually makes sense at this point. So happy to see that things are still going well between them, and they both decided to stay. Then we have Holly and Alex. They still can't get their communication in check, obviously. And Holly does admit that she feels safe when there are others around.
In past relationships, when there's been confrontation, just because it makes me feel protected, I've always felt more secure in an open environment when there's other people there. That's probably why I do bring things to the dinner party, because I feel as it's a safe space for me. At the end of the day, if I feel like I need to speak to my husband, then I should be able to do that without there being a problem.
You came away from the 20 people, so we were still alone in the end anyway.
Something happens when conflict arises.
There's a perception of me. I can't help the way I look. I can't help the way my face expression is.
Alex, you do it. Your brain controls your face.
And
You can't help your facial expression. That's behavior.
Just tell us that you're scared of how he may react when there's no witnesses. Like, I feel like that's the undertone of this conversation. I might have read it wrong. You let me know if you perceived it a different way. But I think that's basically what she's trying to say. I want to make sure that I address things when other people can intervene if things go left. Then the experts tell Alex that he needs to fix his face, basically. And he's like, I think because I'm trying not to say anything negative, it ends up showing in my face, and I'm not doing that on purpose. Now, when Mel was like, you control your face, you can just, stop your face from doing that, I'm like, especially for the more melanated human beings of the planet, our face tends to do what it wants to do. So I don't know about that. However, where Alex is concerned, I do think that he does try to stare her down and intimidate her into submission. That I do believe. That I absolutely do believe. So he needs to work on his countenance for sure. But regardless, they both decide to stay. And I don't know if it was in this episode. I think it was. Holly again brings up the fact that, you make me feel more beautiful. Can you drop it? Whether or not it's true, you're showing him where your weak spot is, and I promise you, when things really go left, the first thing he's gonna attack is your appearance. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. I want her to stop saying that. And also find yourself, beautiful girl, so that nobody can have so much power over you just by affirming your beauty. That's actually so insane to me. You gotta think that you're beautiful first. Because if he told you you're ugly, then what? You're now just gonna believe you're ugly because he told you so? Anyways, y'all, that's a story for another day. We move on to Ryan and Shannon. They talk about their chemistry getting better and better as time goes on. She still has a few concerns of him potentially being an F-boy, but he assures her that he only has eyes for her and likely will want to see how things go on the outside. So they both decide to stay. Then we have Adam, who says that he doesn't regret being intimate with Polly because now that sex is on the table, he feels like he's giving himself 100% into this process. Now, Polly says she still wants more. She wants more kisses. She wants more cuddles. She wants more affection. She wants him to touch her outside of them just having sex and stuff. And I'm thinking, maybe he doesn't do that because he doesn't want to. Maybe. I still think that them even having sex at all is a bad idea because he's not there emotionally. That's what I believe. Of course, edited show, whatever. They very well could just be here for the plot, But based on what we've seen, I think that the only person who's going to get hurt at the end of this is Polly because she is very emotionally invested. And I don't get that from Adam at all. But hey, she wanted sex. She's having sex. So good for her. They both decide to stay. Rochelle, she is still going on about the fact that she believes Orson is an actor, he lacks integrity, and he is not a masculine man.
He's an actor, so I'm kind of like, so are you playing a role here? Are we here for different reasons? Orson isn't an actor, that's a hobby, and he's an engineer.
You were asked, is Orson the man that you need?
Okay, yeah. A strong masculine man is somebody who has his own mind. I'm not sure if I could trust Orson to lead me. I don't need to be another teacher and lead. Can there be some balance here? I've just been raising my child for the last 20 years.
She said, Austin, you don't really stimulate me mentally. I feel something in me that just maybe switched off a little bit.
Rochelle might be 48, but girl, this is probably the most dense thing I've heard her say. So she told Orson that he doesn't stimulate her mentally. And now she's blindsided at the fact that he shut down after that conversation. He felt like, well, you know what? Why am I even going to put in the effort if whatever effort I'm putting in is not enough for her? And she's like, this is a shock to me. I didn't know you felt that way. Do you think a man would be aroused by that statement? Do you think a man would be turned on by the fact that you aren't mentally stimulated by him? Seriously? How is that a blindside to you? What? Anyways, she questions his integrity. She questions his masculinity. She questions his genuinity. She questions everything about him. So after all of that, they both wrote stay. I don't know why Orson is still... Actually, no, I do know why Orson is still staying because they made a deal that they would both stay. But this is dumb. This is dumb. Cut ties and go home. Y'all are wasting my time. Moving on. We have Kieran and Christina. I mean, things are great with them. She says that she wants more physical touch. And they haven't been able to get intimate because Kieran has a cold sore. And he's had it since the honeymoon? That's a long cold sore. It sounds bad when you say that it's herpes, but it is like a dormant herpes in your body when you get a cold sore. So yeah, I can imagine not wanting to spread that around. So they're just going to take their time on the physical part of things, and they both decided to stay. Then we have Nathan and Lacy. She says that his banter did get him into a little bit of trouble. I still feel like the mama was overreacting, okay? These two aren't yet in love, but they're on the cusp, so they both decide to stay. Then we have Steven and Hannah. They are last on the couch. They couldn't be further apart on this damn couch.
This is incredibly frosty. I mean, you can't sit further apart.
Hannah was going to use something against me that I told her in confidence.
I didn't say it.
And I respect you.
I wasn't going to say it. I would never do that to a human being.
Okay.
But you don't believe me.
No, I don't.
This threatened secret.
I don't think I even threatened it. I just felt like I was being attacked and I needed to protect myself.
You've damaged the trust there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Her dangling that information in front of him, she believes, doesn't prove that she had the intention of seeing it. And she says that she doesn't have the intention of seeing it. Dangling it as ammo is enough. I can see why the man doesn't want to deal with you. Why would he want to deal with you? You throw tantrums. You want to almost blackmail, basically. Like, girl, who is trying to deal with that? I get being over the top and stuff, but she's a lot. She's actually a lot. And so he's like, yeah, I don't want to be here anymore. I actually want to leave. And she can't believe it. She's like, oh my gosh, I want to stay. I feel like I still have feelings for you. What feelings? What feelings? What feelings have you been able to develop? Like, you guys have been at odds this entire time. You haven't stayed together since the second night of the honeymoon. Like, what feelings? I'm so confused. But yeah, she says she likes to get her way. I feel like the best way she can get her way is to be on her way out by herself. Okay? Be on your own, and then you'll always get your way. How about that? In the next episode, all the couples are sent to a retreat. Can I be honest about the retreat? This has got to be by far the worst retreat location we have seen. What is this? I don't know if I have Australia in my mind, but typically they're in like this big villa, like big mansion. There's like wings in the house. I'm like, what is this, honey? Okay, well, anyways, when everyone arrives, apparently there's rumors going on about Hannah and how she is putting on the moves on some of the other husbands.
Rubbing Ryan's feet in front of Shannon going, oh, ain't you got nice blue eyes, your feet are so soft.
She's been super flirty with you.
Some of the comments would have been a bit like...
As soon as she seen him, she was like, oh, you look nice. Do you go to the gym?
She said to Orson, oh, hold my hand, because he's coming towards us, let's make him jealous.
It can't really keep going on if she's going to keep flirting with people's men.
You know, at first I was thinking, how far true could this be? Like, why would somebody just coming in, meeting these strangers, be putting the moves on your husbands? But then, Hannah says she just has this kind of banter. She doesn't deny what's being said. Well, we don't know what has been told to her up until this point, but whatever she thinks is swirling around, she's not denying it. She's just saying, I had that kind of banter, like, come on, it's not that deep. Interestingly enough, on Love is Blind, I've been talking about jokes between partners or jokes about your partner to somebody else. Ultimately, when your partner is the butt of the joke, it often isn't funny. It often isn't funny. So you're here making jokes and it's making your partner feel bad or it's diminishing your relationship or whatever. Who's going to find that funny? Especially when they don't know you. Those kind of jokes work better when you have a rapport. There's no rapport. Y'all don't even talk. These jokes aren't funny, girl. Rochelle says that before the commitment ceremony, she wanted to go home to be with her daughter because it was her birthday, right? But out of respect for her relationship and an agreement, and because of an agreement that she and Orson had, she decided to stay, and he said that he was going to stay as well. However, because he said all those mean things about her at the commitment ceremony, she wishes that she would have just written leave. Now they're talking, and they're in yet another argument, and I'm like, honestly... Somebody go home. One of you, both of you. I don't care. Somebody leave.
Quite frustrated with myself that I didn't do what I wanted to do.
Why
Did you tell me how you felt before the commitment ceremony? Everything I said on the couch, I had already told to you. Did you tell me anything that you said on the couch?
Yes, you know what? You know
That's
how,
not
you know,
true,
you know how
Orson.
you bore me. It's fine for you to
It's true.
say.
But you could have addressed it at the time. Is it
Can I just say
fine
something?
for you to lie? Did I ask you if your business was registered on Company's House? I lost respect for you on the honeymoon.
Now, I will say, I've been on Orson's side for the majority of this season, okay? However, Rochelle, if you have receipts, please present them to the court. I would like to see them. Because this business thing had me intrigued. He didn't deny it. He didn't say what she was saying was a lie. Maybe he didn't want to feed into it. But I'm like, you constantly say he's an actor. You can't believe him. He lacks integrity, blah, 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 blah. But she had no reasons. She had no proof. If you have the proof, I'm willing to listen. Skimming through some of the couples here, we have Emma, who's becoming more vulnerable with Casper. Don't waste your time, girl. Kieran is learning how to navigate Christina's PMDD a little bit better. And yet again, I hate to side with Alex, but I'm sorry, like, Alex has a good read on some of the things that are going on here.
I don't even really want to be around you.
Yesterday, you both put stay.
Yeah.
Is there not a friendship salvageable?
No.
No way. What's changed since then?
Everything. I don't argue with my 2.5-year-old. I'm not coming here to argue with a 48-year-old.
Holly did tell me something earlier.
Okay.
Oh, let me hold your hand so I can make Stephen jealous.
She was flirting a little bit.
That's a mad thing.
But I don't think it was that deep.
I'm gonna stop you there real quick though, bro.
Okay.
You should not be flirting with other men, serious or unserious. If you're not on good terms with your husband, that's crazy. And it's muggy on Stephen, because he doesn't deserve it, man.
I think as far as Orson and Rochelle go at this point, like, cut your losses. Cut your losses and go home. Just return back to your child. I forgot his child was 2.5. Whew. Okay, yeah, go home to your kitty, okay? Go home to your kitty. Then, as it pertains to Hannah, as Alex said, you're not in a good place with your partner. Also, you barely know this person. You barely know the other people. This kind of banter is not gonna bode well with a lot of people. And we're seeing that happen right now. Why did Alex have to be the one to say it? I gotta side with Alex again. Like, Hannah, read the room. You don't know these people. You don't know these wives. A lot of them are insecure. A good number of them are insecure. Anything you would have said, if you would have just looked at their husbands for 5 seconds too long, it would have been a thing. Now you're touching people and you're trying to make other people jealous, but it was never going to end well. And it's going to get worse as time goes on. We have Hannah confiding in Amy and Sasha. And apparently the story is getting worse and worse. And Hannah believes that things are just being taken out of context.
You put your hand in his hug or something. Was that us?
That was Ryan. I touched his shoe and said his shoes are nice.
Wrong bloke.
What the fuck?
Flirting or...
By asking someone if their shoe was fluffy.
And she's giving him a foot massage and she looked at him and said, "Oh my God, your eyes are so beautiful." Alex has gone shut there and she's gone, "Alex, just to let you know you're my favourite boy."
Oh, man.
Just feels like it's all gone to shit because we slept together on the honeymoon and that's why it's harder for me to like just let it go.
Yeah.
So the benefit of the doubt or the grace that I will give Hannah is the fact that the people who were sharing the stories are Polly and Holly. And we know with Polly and Holly, they tend to add a little bit of spice to a story. They tend to add a little bit of adobo to the story. Yeah, they like to add to whatever is going on. They like to make things bigger than they are. So because they're the women basically leading the charge of the rumor mill, I can see how this is becoming way bigger than it ever was. Because Hannah is saying, I never took nobody's shoes off. I never did whatever. Like, I was just complimenting the man's shoes. Like, now I want him? That's crazy. And then she says, with Orson, it was just banter, but it does sound like, I think that story does sound true, especially because of this next scene that we're about to see. So, yeah, the grace that I will give her is the fact that it's Holly and Polly talking. And we know that they talk themselves into delusion and they just be reading into things that don't exist. But anyways, Hannah then tries to get to the bottom of things by talking to Orson. And this is where I'm like, now, Hannah, why the hell would you entertain this knowing people already suspect you as a homewrecker?
Should we pretend to hold hands and like lol? Now everybody's turned against me.
There was no malicious intent.
Yeah, but it's fine for you to say, but that's how it's been made to look. I'm the villain.
No. Just a lot of shit stir. You're overthinking things, yeah? No, you got me. We could walk in hand in hand.
No, we can't.
Yes,
That's what started this.
I don't give a shit.
I just wanted to feel someone's hand in mine. It's been a while.
Oh. You guys could get out now.
You know, I was wondering if we were going to get a cheating scandal this year, because what is a Married at First Sight season without one? It seems like this is going to be it. And Orson is kind of feeding into it because he's like, well, I'm in a bad way. She's in a bad way. Maybe she likes me. I don't know. Orson! I've been siding with you majority of the season. What do you mean? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are we doing here? What's happening? What's going on? You're gonna let this girl flirt with you? You're gonna tease her? You're gonna reach out your hand? It's not looking good, bruv. On top of that, it seems like Rochelle has receipts. So she has receipts about you being disingenuous, and now you're proving that maybe you do lack the integrity that she's claiming you lack. I'm ready. I said I wanted him to go home, but at this point, I want him to stay so we can see how far this thing goes with Hannah. And honestly, what a plot twist, because I would have never thought those two would find each other attractive, but here we are. The next episode, Polly is on her rah-rah, which, what's new? But then it seems like it's going to get thrown in her face just as quickly. So I'm glad. I'm so tired of hearing Polly. So tired. So we'll see how things go in that episode. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.